Hi everyone, I wanted to share some of my symptoms regarding Lyme disease. I was infected in September and I began to feel off, but it wasn't like a full-blown ass Lyme disease infection. I began to feel off months later in November. I began to have strange heart flutters, tingling in certain areas, heart palpitations, lightheadedness, fatigue, and I had a non-diabetic hypoglycemic episode that converted into a panic attack because I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on with my body. I was a fit girl. I would work out 3 to 5 days a week and I'd eat healthy overall. But so I began to panic because I couldn't control my heart rate or adrenals and the thoughts in my head for some reason. I didn't eat that day very well and it went panic mode. Then my health began to curtail from there. I got like a really sore throat. My thyroid was swollen, as well as I had a strange fever. I got very weak and fatigued. I lost 12 pounds within the matter of days. I went to the urgent care and hospital several times. They were useless. They diminished me, my emotions, my physical symptoms mostly, and they just tried to prescribe me with like a band-aid solution, which was anxiety and depression medications. I didn't take either one. They attempted to convince me that I'm chronically stressed because I'm a single mom, and they said there's nothing to treat. I asked them to test me for Lyme disease and they refused. I asked them to test me for a blood clot. They refused. I found an online practitioner which diagnosed me with 3 Lyme disease co-infections as well as other things such as parasites. I am on a cleanse, an herbal cleanse, which is going to take me longer to heal versus your typical doxy or antibiotic that your doctor would prescribe you. Let me explain the die-off symptoms. The die-off symptoms, the Herxheimer's reactions, are unbearable some days. I have brain fog. I have strange sensation in my brain, body weakness, leg weakness. I had strange jaundice yellow eyes sometimes. My pupils are super, super tiny. I have random like anxiety attacks. My cortisol feels really high. I get feverish, my throat swells, my thyroid levels have dropped almost 2 points in several months. I am on the CellCore cleanse, but let me explain to you how bad, regardless of what treatment you're on. And I'm considered supposed one of the luckier individuals because I didn't have it that long and I was diagnosed early. It was unbearable. I have random depressive episodes where I'd literally cry for no apparent reason. I'd start shaking and it's not anxiety or panic attack related. This is all involuntary symptoms because of the die-off. The bacteria is dying off in your system, in your bloodstream. As it's cleansing, it goes in your brain. It's just filtering out. This is not an overnight fix. And you should be in the hands of a good practitioner, and you need to assure that you have a lot of emotional support because hardly anyone would understand what the fuck you're going through. And thankfully I do have a decent support group, but the brain fog, the chronic fatigue, this weird sensation in your eyes, I have like a stiff neck, the die-off and Lyme disease in general causes involuntary emotional disruptions, mood disruptions, anxiety attacks, issues in the central nervous system. Even if it hijacks your mind, the pathogen's dying off in your system, it just suddenly hijacks you. And I'm on antiparasitics, I'm on liver and gut support, but and I've been on it for about 3 months. I think my treatment's going to be extended an additional 2 months, and the price to treat Lyme out of pocket is ridiculous. And The die-off is fucking ridiculous. There's women that have gone into seizures because they're dying off the bacteria. It's the spirochetes, or I can't pronounce it correctly, but the shape of the blood, it even changes with certain co-infections. I have Rickettsia, Babesia, and I don't recall the other one. I'm more human now than I was months ago. I would wake up throughout the night in like internal heat. My head would be pounding. I've never felt headaches like that before. And it would be like on the sides and on the back. I would wake up so much throughout the night. And it was so frustrating for months because I was diminished by many medical professionals. And I found a fucking online practitioner that got to the root cause of it within a fucking matter of weeks. I had to submit a sample of my hair, nails, and saliva. And they were even able to detect parasites and which type of parasites, as well as heavy metal toxicity. Certain heavy metals like copper, scandium, lead, uranium. And these are all toxins that we ingest through food, through water, through air pollution, through makeup products, lotion, sunblock. Bleach came out in my system. It's an ingredient called borax, or sodium borax, and it's also in some foundation. I had to go the natural route. I buy most of my cleaning products from Sprouts now, and when I buy makeup, I assure that it does not contain sodium borate, because that ingredient alone can cause strange sensations in your nervous system, in your brain, and other areas. So it's definitely been eye-opening. I have to be a lot more cautious about what I put into my body. I don't drink regular water anymore. I have to drink distilled water. I'm on about 8 to 11 different supplements through CellCore, including drops. I am also on thyroid supplement because I had low T3, which causes a hormonal fluctuation. And in general, the thyroid is like a catalyst in your body. If it's lacking conversion of, it's not able to function properly, and you're not feeding it the essential ingredients such as iodine, selenium, vitamin E, A, forgot what else, then and there's other stuff like life stressors, in my case primarily Lyme, as well as a heavy metal toxicity, which caused my thyroid to function less and less, and now I'm at low T3, but I'm on supplements which is supposed going to help boost the conversion of the hormones. So hopefully that will the natural supplements will start to kick in soon, because I started taking them about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and it's frustrating because you don't ever get like with natural supplements and in general, you don't get like a timeline, and we're anxious for timelines. When am I going to start feeling better? When is this medication going to take effect? Well, we're all bio individuals, and I'm like, just throw a number out there based on previous clients' experiences. So I've been 3 weeks on this natural supplement through standard process MediHerb, and I do feel a little better. My energy levels are a little better, but I must say that with natural supplements, you gotta definitely be patient, because it is not your typical pharmaceutical medication. See, I'm on KL support through CellCore, whole body support, biotoxin binder, heavy metal binder. This one, I noticed when I started taking the heavy metal binder that my die-off was a lot more intense, and that's probably because I did come out high on a couple of heavy metals. This has humic acid, broccoli sprout extract, fulvic acid, micronized zeolite. I was told for heavy metal cleansing, give yourself a couple of months, 3 to 6 months max. And this is probably very good for women who are suffering from copper toxicity due to the IUD. Biotoxin binders these things work magic. I am on para 1, and it's an anti-parasitic. It also latches onto these motherfucking parasites in your system, and you shit it out. So within a day or two of taking para 1, as well as, I think I threw away the bottle. Here it is. Laproxylin, whatever, as well as Artemisia drops from Physica Energetics. Within 2 days of taking these, 25 drops in the morning, 25 drops prior to dinner. So within 24 to 48 hours, I started shitting these fucking parasites out. And I'm curious, like, I need affirmation. I need confirmation that these motherfuckers are coming out. So sure enough, I got a chopstick and I dug, and there was like 4 parasites in my shit. And I had to call my best friend to calm me down. The supplements and the droplets kill the parasites. The binders latch on, and so does the Mimosa pudica. It binds it, and then we excrete it. There's other ways we're detoxing too, through sweat, because you have to make sure that your detox pathways are open. You must make sure that your detox pathways are open. Walking, jump roping, dry brushing, tongue brushing, coffee enemas. I never got into that one because I don't want any kind of caffeine in my system, because it just fucks me up. Like, I feel like I did a line of meth. For some reason, I can't tolerate caffeine anymore. But if you do not open up your detox pathways, then you will definitely feel the Herx reaction max, to the fucking max. I almost went to the hospital several times because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I started the treatment to open up the detox pathways for the first month of CellCore, and my blood pressure was off the roof. I mean, it opened up the pathways, and bacteria was already just dropping out of my system. I started breaking out, really nasty big pimples on my jaws. You could probably see a couple there on my neck. See here, on my back. I got a yeast infection. I had really strange heart palpitations and low blood pressure, or high blood pressure. I couldn't fucking pinpoint it. What else did I go through? Really strange pimples throughout my body. I have really strange rashes. You can't see it. That's a little one. And this one here. Oh, you can't see it, but I'm gonna show you my rashes. No, I'll just do it another time because it's on my legs. But it's unbearable what our body can tolerate, it can go through, especially throughout this process. I've cried so many times. It gives you some random panicky like feeling as you're detoxing, because these pathogens have been lying dormant and living in our system and just leeching off of, like the parasites leeching off of our vitamins and nutrients. They're throwing their last fight, and it's kind of like the idiom where people say you poke the bear or you hit the beehive. It is definitely one of the worst things that you can go through, not only physically but mentally. You are going to seek for answers, and there is no normal Herx reaction. So you Google Herx reactions, not all of them are listed. It's insane. It's baffling what our bodies go through and can tolerate. Definitely try to take it easy as you're detoxing. Try not to handle stressful situations. Maybe take some time off of work, or maybe even be honest with your managers and let them know, hey, I came out positive for this. I'm on treatment. There may be days where I'm off. where I'm off or I'm antisocial, or maybe request like 3-day weekends, like off Fridays or Mondays. Assure that you are not try to cool it down on the caffeine. I'd probably cut it out because your central nervous system is gonna be out of whack. On top of that, adding caffeine it's gonna make you feel really uncomfortable. But that's my experience so far. I do get random crying, depressive episodes, and I feel like someone puts a gun to my head, and that's like sudden, involuntary, panicky like feelings, and it's not me making up thoughts in my head. I could just be working, and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm gonna faint, or like my chest is tightening and I'm gonna die. It's really, really uncomfortable. I plan to obviously finish off the protocol and do yearly maintenance, obviously watch what I eat, but I'm not gonna live in fear and avoid certain areas that might have like questionable air pollution, or I'm gonna definitely change my diet, but I'm still gonna have days where I have like a treat or carbs. I've learned so much throughout this trial, and I never would have thought that I would have come out like this. I was disappointed at myself because I just trust the world. I mean, why not, right? You trust the world. A medical doctor told me, and general engines Google search, the copper IUD is only gonna you're only gonna have heavy periods. Okay, 10 years, I don't have to worry about getting pregnant? Sure. Or, you know, drinking or swimming in certain water, pond water, soil. I'm not sure how I got the parasites. It could have been through pork, infected, undercooked meat. There's no telling really, and I'm sick of driving myself crazy trying to figure it out. So of course, I'm going to be more cautious and try to cook my own food most of the time. But, I mean, trusting the environment, and just, now I'm a little paranoid. Like when I go out to eat, I have to bring my own water, and people think I'm some sort of snob or I'm picky, but that's not the case. And like when I'm eating out and I see like beef, I get paranoid. I'm like, is there a parasite in there? Is that something I don't have to worry about? But it can be in like fruits that aren't washed properly, lettuce. There's really no telling, but it's imperative to do a parasite cleanse, because I mean, the ones that I have were about 2 to 3, and they pretty much leached off of my B vitamins, magnesium, and other stuff, but the specific ones, that's what they leached off of. And I know for a fact because when I went to urgent care, they did detect that I was low on potassium, magnesium, and other things, and my B vitamins. So some claim they're not harmful, but I think any parasite is probably harmful if they're leaching off of you, especially if you're not taking additional supplements other than the vitamins that you're ingesting through your food. I mean, they're looking for a host to leach off of, and I evidently was one of them. And for 2 months I've been dispersing parasites 1 to 4 a day. I mean, that's disgusting. Think about it, 1 to 4 a day. So imagine how many are in our bodies. And supposed, if you have a pulse, you probably have parasites, or 1 out of 3 people have parasites, and even children have parasites. And sometimes they can just disperse just in our shit. But I'm going to continue to take antiparasitics. Well, I'm going to do mainly yearly maintenance once a year around the full moons, just to have that peace of mind, and just to feel better, just to feel healthy. And I'm also going to alter the way that I eat. The Lyme disease, it affects you like literally head to toe. your general Google search is not going to tell you everything that all the symptoms that people suffer from with Lyme. It doesn't even include what the brain effects, like brain fog, slow thinking, chronic fatigue, and more. I mean, I didn't read that on any of the articles or Google engine searches that so if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to chat with any one of you guys. But Lyme disease is a fucking nightmare. It is a fucking nightmare. People don't understand what it feels like unless they have the condition, and it affects people differently. I have a gal that I chat with where she has joint pains and she feels like she's 85 years old. And I have somebody else that I chat with, and he has a really bad central nervous system issues and chronic fatigue. Mine, suppose that I caught it early, which I don't think. I began treatment about 5 to 6 months after I got bit, and I definitely feel some mental health effects, physical effects, tingling of the hands, certain areas of my feet and legs. I have the slow thinking and fatigue. I really hope that this herbal treatment is going to restore my health and my brain functions, because it's really uncomfortable and worrisome. Like, I want to be able to go back to school. I want to be able to hang out with friends without feeling uncomfortable and having these random waves of symptoms. And a lot of people go into remission, and a lot of people don't take care of themselves health-wise and physically, and that may cause a reactivation of the virus. And that scares me. It scares me to think about it. Like, to think that if I don't eat well or take good care of myself, or if I stress about something excessively, that I may get a reactivation of the fucking virus. That's terrifying. So I'm gonna make some gut changes and eat more liver, gut friendly foods, and definitely feed myself, of course, my 3 meals, but nutrients, coconut water. I eat these beet gummies. I have pro and prebiotics. I have nutritional yeast, which is rich in B vitamins and calcium. I drink vitamin water, which is rich in calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, liquid IV, and it is rich in B vitamins, vitamin C, niacin. I don't like that niacin flushed feeling though. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope that you guys have a full recovery and put your Lyme in remission. There's so much debate regarding it can be cured 100%, or it goes into remission and it has an opportunity to rise when your immune system is weak. So one of my practitioners recommended the gut assist to repair, to build our immune system stronger, because supposed I don't really believe the whole notion of why were you a good host to the tick. Ticks will bite any fucking person, dude. Any fucking person. They could just suck blood off of and insert their fucking poison in. So regardless, like I just don't really believe that my immune system was that shitty that the tick was like, oh, this girl's weak, let me fuck up her life forever. It's opportunistic. It's gonna leech off of fucking anybody. But I am going to make myself more resilient to viruses, and if I get sick, I get sick. I'm not gonna live in fear, but I am definitely gonna apply a lot of changes. But if you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope that you heal 100% and have the emotional and physical support that you need throughout this nightmare.